The Western Athletic Conference, it's here on ESPN. It's been 21 days since the ACU women have played here at Moody Coliseum. That streak comes to an end tonight. Another streak that will come to an end. Tough losing streaks for these two teams. One of those will end here as it's ACU playing host to the Seattle U Redhawks. As we welcome you to Abilene Christian University and inside Moody Coliseum. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. We're halfway through Western Athletic Conference play. 10 games still to go. These two teams with some work to do. ACU comes in at 4-6. The Redhawks, a rebuild year, but still plenty to play for.
Yeah, and Skylar Young said that to us. It was one of the first things he said. He goes, I know what our record looks like. They're trying to build the program. For ACU, Andy, a couple wins, they're in much better shape, and they're trying to take advantage of that being back inside Moody Coliseum.
It's the first time these two teams will play. They'll play twice in the back half. You can see the standings there. ACU at 4-6. They're in 6th place. Seattle U is at 1-10. Chris, let's look at our impact players tonight. For ACU, it's Bella Earl. For Seattle U, it's Maya Moore. Seems like she leads almost every category this year for the Redhawks.
Definitely, and you're looking, too, at the points per game and rebounds per game. Both of these two players are within the top 10 in rebounds a night. You can see well over 7 boards a game. And then the points per game and the time and the percentage that they're shooting from the field as well. So Bella Earl listed as a guard, but she's got the size where she can be inside, she can be outside, and they're going to need that perimeter shooting tonight.
Again, a 4-game road trip comes to an end for ACU as they're back at home with more on that road swing. Let's send it over to the third member of our party. It's Daisy Strine. Hey, Daisy.
Thanks, guys. The Wildcats are back in Moody Coliseum after a long, hard road trip. They haven't played at home since January 18th. Head coach Julie Goodenough says she cannot stress enough how much of an advantage it is to be back at home. One of their major setbacks on the road was their defense, so tonight they're looking to play a more aggressive, tighter defense overall. Guys, back to you.
ACU overall at 8-11, again 4-6 in conference play. Seattle U at 1-19 and 1-10 in the WAC. Addison Martin back in the starting lineup. Maya Moore in the center circle. WAC basketball on a Thursday evening is underway in Abilene. It's loose in the front court and run down by the Redhawks in the road black uniforms. Let's look at their starting 5. It's Walker, Barreto, Howard, Moore, and Moore. Interante not in the starting lineup today. Ana Interante has started all 20 games, but does not get the start tonight. Maya Moore, first touch on the inside, a whistle, and a charge call. Great job on the inside, and Maya Moore, her first foul.
And you can see where Seattle, right where they want to go, is down on the isolated block. Got it in a great spot. Peyton Holt maybe lifted her feet a little bit, but did her job of getting there and sold the offensive foul.
Again, Addison Martin back in the starting lineup. She's missed the last 4 games with an ankle injury, but she is back tonight. Zoe Jackson, her second start as well. First shot for Martin. Off the rim and out of bounds. It will stay with the Wildcats. ACU again averaging 71.5 points a game. Seattle U at 61.5. So the advantage there for the Wildcats. But defense has been the name of the game in this 4-game losing streak. And the Wildcats tighten things up. Zoe Jackson, a 3 on the left side. Must our scoreless tie.
Zoe Jackson, Andy, put in a spot where she's now been starting in the last 2 games for ACU. And how about that if she can step right in and knock down some perimeter shots?
Moore, another touch on the inside. Little reverse layup with the left hand. And Maya Moore, the leading scorer for the Redhawks at 12 points a game. Top 20 in the WAC in scoring. Coming off a nice game versus Cal Baptist, had 15. Bella Earl with the left hand comes right back.
And no one picked her up. And he started from the right side of the wing and was able to go all the way around. Seattle told us coming into the game, and Coach Skylar Young, so we have to limit those inside.
Full court pressure for the Wildcats generates a turnover. ACU back on the offensive side. Claire Traeger a touch. And Peyton Hurl, her first 3, Peyton Hull. And possession again will stay with the Wildcats. Here's a look at Skylar Young in his first season. Had a great visit with him as he is in this rebuild. He's been a long-time assistant. As you can see, most recently at Portland. Other stops along the way, but he understands it's a rebuild here for the Redhawks.
I knew that when he graduated from Western Michigan, wanted to stay in the game and get active, was the equipment manager in the WNBA in Seattle, and then now he's back with the Red Hawk program, and he's at a home away from home, and he's ecstatic to be the head man of this team.
First jump ball, possession will stay with the Wildcats as Seattle U won the opening tap. This is a new series for these two teams, just their third meeting. Traeger up strong off the glass, up and good. Whistle and a chance for a three-point play.
And Claire Traeger, just one-on-one, was able to go to work. Look at this post move where she's able to wrap around and get to the rim from the right side. Used to the contact, and then a little bit of letting them know on the finish.
Foul on Michaela Moore, that's her first. Team foul number 2. This is a Seattle U team that does not go very deep as far as their roster is concerned. Traeger at the line. It's a Wildcat team that shoots 67% from the line. Got their first one tonight, an early 6-point lead.
And we'll talk keys to the game here later in the broadcast, but one of the keys for ACU, Andy, is knocking down those free shots.
Nice catch by Moore with the left hand, but the shot clock already under 20. Barito sets up the half-court offensive set. It's a man-to-man look and a driving lane and a finish. Peyton Howard, the senior from Spokane, Washington, in her 4th season in the Red Hawk program. And now Howard a foul on the defensive end. Here's a look at Julie Goodenough in year number 12. 500 career wins, 220 of those here with the Wildcats. She is a winner. She finds a way to get on the upside, as you can see. No losing seasons in 12 years here. Howard to foul, her first, team foul number 3. Martin with a touch on the inside. And Howard the strip and the steal. Howard on the drive again. Earl contest. The Wildcats trying to run. Jackson center of the floor, no numbers. And it's been 3 weeks since the Wildcats have been here on the Moody Coliseum floor, as this one last touched by Hull on its way out of bounds. This is just the 3rd meeting between these two programs. The 3rd year for ACU in the WAC. Have not had the home and home series until this year. So once in Seattle 2 years ago, they were here in Abilene last year. Wildcats the better of the Red Hawks. 49-43. It was a low scoring game.
Sure was.
The series is tied at 1.
And you mentioned too, just the 3rd all-time meeting between these two. So you've got a coach that's been here now in her 12th season, and Skylar Young in his 1st. And a pretty new rivalry in the conference.
Moore on the right side, entry pass to the other Moore. Whistle, shot, goes, but it's waved off. It's another charge, and that's Maya Moore's 2nd foul. That's huge.
And Skylar Young was patient on the first touch inside the offensive foul, and that one right there, boy, that's on Martin selling an offensive foul, and she got it. And Skylar Young not happy with what he saw on the other end underneath.
Pleading his case to the officials, but still foul number 2. Ramona Jagger is checked in. There's a backdoor cut to Earl, too strong on the layup. Howard in a hurry, kicks it out, Barito strong on the 3. Jackson 3-on-1. Bella Earl the trailer. A good job on the offensive glass here in the early going. Gracie Wormley, the freshman, her first look. And Addison Martin, another offensive glass and a putback.
There's the 3 points we're talking about, is at the charity stripe, and Abilene Christian loves giving themselves 2nd, right there, even 3rd chances for Addison Martin. You see why they're happy to have her back.
Moore on a drive, left hand, spin move in the paint, partially blocked by Martin. Jagger has it in the paint. Juliana Walker, her first 3 tonight, and it's up and good. Walker, 24th 3 of the year, coming off a 5 for 12 3-point game versus California Baptist on Saturday. 17 points, a season high. First 3 goes tonight. Emma Troxel is on the floor, the freshman. She and Wernley. Martin goes to work again with Jagger. And Walker runs it down in the far corner. Seattle's going to get up the floor and run. Walker penetrates. And out of bounds, and possession will stay with the Redhawks. First time out here in the under 5 timeout. Up and down the floor we go. ACU an early 10-7 lead. WAC basketball on ESPN.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
The world needs more light bringers and courageous leaders who inspire us, game changers and risk takers who never play small, creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
Wildcats, an early 3-point lead, the under 5 timeout. Hey, let's go to the third member of our crew. It's Daisy Strine. Hey, Daisy.
Thank you, Andy. The Wildcats are back in Moody Coliseum after a long, hard road trip. Head coach Julie Goodenough said she cannot stress enough how great it is to be back at home. The Wildcats have had a struggle on their road trip, and they have struggled defensively. Ultimately, tonight they're trying to adjust their defense to play more aggressive and tighter overall. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Daisy. Julie Goodenough was quick to point that out. It has to start on the defensive end. That was part of the struggles here over the course of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of things that they talk about where they're getting good shots, sometimes it's not going down, but you can always control the effort you're giving on defense, and that was something she noted.
Anna Interante checks in during the timeout, immediately makes her presence known, a 3 on the far side. Interante, again, not the start tonight, but quickly makes an impact, as does Meredith Mays, the freshman, her first trip down.
Love Seattle out of the break. They knock down a quick 3 and show some pressure, Andy, but that's where ACU is so strong. They bring in the size of Meredith Mays on the floor, and they're able to push and transition maybe 1 second after they get across half court and convert for an easy 2.
Mays was the starter here over the course of the last 3 weeks, with Addison Martin out with the ankle injury. Coming off the bench tonight. Foul here out in the open floor. And it's on Meredith Mays, her first. Our officials tonight, Benny Luna, Adriana Broussard, Eddie Zavala, 3-person officiating crew. Seattle doesn't shoot the 3-point shot well. They're at 27.5%, but they're 2 for 3 to start here tonight. Walker with one of those, dribbles out in the open floor. Works the pick and roll with Jack. In the mid-range jumper, just too strong.
Got a good switch where Gracie Wernley wasn't up on the shooter, but didn't go in.
Bella Earl, top of the key, left it short. Meredith Mays, a rebound to a cutting Earl, who finishes. Nice roll off the rim.
Boy, that was quick. Knew the shot wasn't going to go in and saw a good bounce right to her teammate in Mays, the freshman, and cut right to the left side of the rim.
ACU just 1 of 5 from 3, but 10 points in the paint, as you can see, already tonight. Esta Bloenfeld, excuse me, number 4 on the floor. Here's Interante. And Walker with a drive. Jagger in the paint, she's fouled. If that's on Mays, that's quick 2 fouls. We'll put this one on Bella Earl. Earl picks up her first. So Jagger at the line to shoot 2, the 6'2" senior out of Federal Way, Washington. Has not played since January 20th versus Grand Canyon. She had 8 points in that game, but has not played since then. She'll be called upon big time. Maya Moore, the leading scorer, already with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. And a violation here and another free throw for Jagger.
The freshman Emma Troxel that got whistled for leaving just a tad too early.
And it turns into a 2-for-2 trip here for Jagger. Substitutions, Michaela Moore has checked back in, as has Arena Korolenko. Korolenko, the 6' senior, did not play Saturday versus California Baptist. Back on the floor here tonight. 2-point Wildcat lead. Hall with a drive, nobody picks her up.
One-on-one matchup's huge, especially for ACU, a team that drives and kicks so much. You're likely not going to get a lot of help if you're Seattle defensively, so they're trying to win those one-on-one battles, and Peyton Holt, just a freshman, shows how she can knife through the paint.
Peyton at 15.2 a game, that's good enough for 6th in the WAC. Leads the Wildcats. Korolenko a drive and a spin. Bloenfeld into the paint, contact, charge call again. The 3rd charge taken by the Wildcats here in the first quarter.
And this one was, again, just at the last second trying to get out of the way, but it's a good attempt to try to get there and at least set your feet and make yourself an obstacle. And the fortune of getting the call as well and sending it the other way.
4-point Wildcat lead, already 16 shot attempts here in the quarter. They're 7 for 16. Claire Graham, the sophomore, with a drive into the paint, step through, and travel call. Actually a 3-second violation, 3 seconds in the paint. And the Wildcats, excuse me there, Chris, the Wildcats at home for a stretch here, a 4-game homestand that starts tonight. Seattle U will be Texas Road Warriors over the course of the next 3 weeks. This is their first game in the state of Texas this season. Of course, 5 WAC teams are in Texas. And Seattle U will play those 5 over the course of their next 7 games, all here in the Lone Star State. More on the right side. Strong move versus Traeger. She finishes.
It's a conference that's already, Andy, so tough to play on the road, let alone win on the road. And the teams in Texas are always going to be tough defensively and give you a tough test.
Traeger 3, too strong. And last touch, Addison Martin. Skylar Young, well, give him credit for what he's done. The record's not there, but he told us that. He said, I'm dialed into the details. We're going to compete no matter what. And that was kind of his philosophy all season long. We're going to build a program.
It's a tough spot to be in, too. He was brought in April, and so in terms of the transfer portal, said they weren't going to bring people in just to bring them in. You know, he said he's a relationship guy, a matchup guy. He wants to bring in the right fit, and so this offseason is going to be a big one.
And Tarante all the way around the rim falls out. And inside, Addison Martin behind the defense. Good look, Bella Earl.
Wildcats love pushing in transition. It's a team in ACU that they like taking a ton of outside shots, but where they really want to get you is pushing the ball in transition. And right there, Addison Martin just left alone.
Another Interante 3 off the mark. Bella Earl leads the team in assists at 3.8. That was a beauty right there.
Yeah, and just, again, not finding a body in transition. Those are the frustrating things when you are trying to to put your fingerprints on a program, and again, just finding bodies in transition, trying to iron out the simple things moving forward.
Barito, bounce pass Moore, short baseline jumper. And Michaela Moore, who averages 10.5. Been in double figures in 7 of her last 8. She's carried the load here offensively in the quarter. Back to a 2-point spread. Earl, tough shot. Martin, an offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset, just 5 on the clock. Earl's gonna have to hoist one up and won't get one off, and it's a steal. Moore coast to coast. And the last possession of the first quarter. A lot of contact, the officials let them play through. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. ACU led wire to wire, but Seattle right on their hips. The Wildcats have a 2-point lead after the first quarter. And welcome back. We're getting ready to start the second quarter. Wildcats a 2-point lead. Chris, let's look at our keys to the game tonight.
And we've already touched on a good number of these, so we were in the right spot. But for Seattle, it's winning these one-on-one matchups and limiting the chances inside and controlling the glass. They've done a great job of that, cashing in themselves on second chance points. For ACU, got to do a better job of knocking down the threes, just 1 for 6. And then free points, only 4 second chance points for the Wildcats in the first quarter to Seattle's 10.
Both teams shooting 40% there in the first quarter. Seattle U 6 of 15, ACU 8 for 20. The Redhawks with 2 3-pointers in the quarter. Wildcats just 1 for 6. A 2-point Wildcat lead as we start here quarter number 2. Peyton Howard going right back to work. She has attacked the basket with that right hand, blocked out of bounds by Martin. But Peyton Howard has not been afraid to put the ball on the floor, get to the rim.
And Addison Martin, just 2 hands tall, 2 feet down as well, steps in and leaves the ground a little bit, but just affecting the shot and avoiding a foul.
Maya Moore still on the bench. 2 early fouls. She's only played 3 minutes. We'll see how long Skylar Young can go without her. Michaela Moore's been doing the work. She's too strong on this shot. Addison Martin the rebound. Addison looks good again. She's missed pretty much the majority of the last 6 games with the ankle injury as Traeger finishes, but a whistle and a travel. But Addison Martin looks good out on the floor. Don't know if it's 100%, but she's closing in and she'll get extended minutes tonight.
She played 7.5 of the 10 minutes in the first quarter. 10 was all she did the last time out at Tarleton. And just 3 points for her, a shot to go down from the field and the free throw too. But this is a player that we've talked about, feels like an impact player, but just a redshirt sophomore coming into the season. Still trying to work.
Howard a 3, left wing too strong. Korolenko a second chance opportunity. Misses at the rim, but Martin the foul. And you touched on during the keys, 10 second chance points already for the Redhawks. And now Korolenko at the line.
And that's O-board number 5 for Seattle. They're 4. They've only got 2 threes on the night. Both of them were knocked down on second chance opportunities. So they've definitely cashed in on getting a second crack at it on this end of the floor.
Korolenko, the senior from Redmond, Washington, her 4th season in this Red Hawk program, playing in her 99th game. Red and black, 1 for 2 at the line. And she will check out. Here's Lisa Mikkelsen on the floor for the first time tonight. ACU has led throughout, but again, Seattle's been right on their hip the entire time. Bella Earl, 3, right side, and Bella's got it. Bella shoots it at 30%, her first one tonight. And Bella will play extended minutes tonight as well. 34 minutes a game for Bella. Got the shot here. Moore on the other side. Rolls out, but a foul. Troxel the foul. And more free throws here for the Red Hawks.
And Bella Earl, this is where she wants to be effective too. Again, just a tough assignment. See how much movement she does and forcing the defender to be moving constantly, and was able to get herself open and knock down her first 3 of the night. And again, the ability to pull in rebounds for Bella Earl, but on the offensive end, the perimeter threat makes her a tough assignment.
Here's Michaela Moore, the sophomore, San Jose. Again, been in double figures 7 of her last 8 games. 3 of those 20 or more. She's averaging 15 points a game over the last 8. 1 for 2 trip at the line. See if Peyton Hull can get some space and go to work. Whistle, they'll call a charge here. And Peyton will pick up her first.
Peyton Hull, a creator, just wants to get in there, and that's Moore that's able to flip it, head it the other direction. And again, Peyton Hull trying to create, looked like a hand got on the basketball where she couldn't get that kick out pass as clean as she'd hoped.
Something to keep an eye on. Might be a jump stop kind of night because penetration is drawing the charge, but not this time. It's an and one opportunity for Michaela Moore on the backdoor cut.
Just good movement where she was flashing up by the perimeter, stopped, planted, was able to cut backside because Peyton Hull was up there too hard on the perimeter, left so much space for Moore, and we're seeing she finishes inside. With contact, she's able to score off the window.
Point number 8 for the sophomore. We're right back where we started at 21 apiece. Hull works with Howard. Now Troxel. Peyton will fire from 3, and she's got it. Her 52nd 3 of the year. ACU back on top.
Andy, you see Coach Sky working the sideline, was feeling like his defense was doing a great job of where they were and being on their assignments, and Peyton Hull, a good 3 feet from the stripe, able to knock it down. What do you do there?
Trying to answer, and answering is Barito. She'll hit the 3 on the right wing.
And you say, what do? You respond right back with one of your own. It's a team in Seattle that Coach Young said, you know, a lot of things I'm going to ask you to fight. You got to be competitive, and we're seeing Seattle do that on the road.
Whistle on the inside. Contact here, I believe Mikkelsen the foul. Yeah, Barito only averages 5.5 a game, but she's averaging 12.5 a game over the last 5. So she's been the hot hand, along with Maya Moore. Hull inbounds. Martin works with Mikkelsen. Double team comes. And Mikkelsen another foul. And now foul trouble on the inside. Mikkelsen with 2 to go with Maya Moore's 2.
That's the tough part, is you bring over the help, and now you've got 2-on-1 where Zoe Jackson's left wide open. But what you can't do, Andy, is when you do have that 2-on-1, is pick up a foul. You have help, you've got bodies where you want. That's the tough part, is when you get the 2-on-1 and you maybe get a good trap spot inside, you come away with a foul. Whoops.
Martin thought Earl was going to cut, backdoor cut through the pass. Earl changed her mind. It's a turnover. Seattle U a chance to take their first lead tonight. Orlenko, pass deflected, Troxel the steal. Teams are even at 6 turnovers apiece here in the first half. Hull goes to work against Howard. And a reach in, hand check. Howard doesn't agree, but the official gets the last word.
I think she was in a really good spot too, on ball. It was a really hard, after Peyton Hull jabs, took a really nice step and looked like she was able to create some space, but Howard took it away really quickly, got back in position, but then, yeah, those tough calls.
And now Troxel on a backdoor cut, nice inbounds play. The freshman out of Bushland, Amarillo area, finishes with the left hand. A foul on Howard, also her second. So foul trouble will become an issue here for the Red Hawks. Have gone over 10 minutes without Maya Moore now on the floor. Walker, quick trigger, Left that one well short and out of bounds. Puts the hand on the chest, looks at Coach Young, says that was my bad.
She's knocked down a 3 tonight, and that's tough when you have a screen and you get the mismatch and then they switch right in your face. All of a sudden it looked like Walker, she's thinking that she's got so much space to knock it down. It can play with you sometimes. Good pass.
Martin finishes. Great position, great pass, great finish. Martin's got 6. Korolenko with the dribble, top of the key. 12 on the shot clock. There's Moore going to work again. Too strong this time. And a one-and-done trip. Martin, nice catch, nice finish. Bella Earl, another assist. And a Seattle U timeout. It's a 6-0 run for the Wildcats. They've got their largest lead of the night here at 30-24. Wildcats, they've been hot. Got the 6-point lead halfway through the second. Black basketball on ESPN.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas. I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Welcome back to Moody Coliseum. The score is 30-24 Wildcats. Let's take a look at the head coach for Seattle U, Skylar Young. This is his first season with Seattle. He has 20 years of collegiate coaching experience. Today he expressed his focus on building a stronger team and building a strong relationship within the core starters he had last year. Andy, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. He told us it would be a rebuild this year, but he's got the credentials to build something really special. And before too long, you'll see Seattle U making some progress, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a fun spot, too. You bring in a new coach, and you know, let's see what they can do. Let's see how the new program can look. And for Skylar Young, just noted the stops he's made and the staff that he's brought in with him. And just exciting things. You always love to see who can be the new playmakers and the new faces when you bring in a new head coach.
We visited with him earlier. He was talking about his time with the Seattle Storm. He was name-dropping names, Sue Bird and company that he had a chance to work with, and so much depth of knowledge that he has about the game. His team's hanging in, but an ACU 6-0 run has built this 6-point lead.
And he said, too, he goes, I was ready to stay in Seattle. And Western Michigan called and said, we've got a spot for you. And he's thinking video coordinator, something. They said, no, assistant coach. He's 22 years old when he gets that phone call, and the Broncos put him on the bench.
Bella Earl just picked up her second foul on rebound attempt with Michaela Moore. Again, if you're just tuning in, Maya Moore, the leading scorer for the Redhawks, at 12 a game. 2 early fouls. She's only been on the floor the first 3 minutes tonight. And Coach Young is going just as long as possible with Moore on the bench. Meanwhile, Michaela Moore, who you see here, has carried the offensive load, leads the way with 8 points.
That's why I think it's so impressive what we've seen so far from Seattle. You take away what's now a 6-0 run for ACU. Without Ford in this ball game, they were able to be tied at 24 as we're closing in here towards halftime. So they've been competitive, they've fought. It's just a quick 6-0 push. Now 6-1 swing for the Wildcats, giving them the lead.
Claire Graham back in. Troxel works on the inside. Whole shot fake. Zoe Jackson at the point guard spot. 10 on the clock. Nice dish to Martin again. And Addison Martin has been the recipient of multiple beautiful passes down on the inside block.
Yeah, and she just finds the soft spot of the defense underneath. She sets a high screen for Zoe Jackson, who's able to just kind of probe inside, keep the dribble going, and a really nice over-the-head scoop pass.
Addison with 10, her 8th double-figure game. One and done this time for the Red Hawks. Zoe on the drive again. And a travel call. She kicks out to the corner.
Does the job of getting inside and finding open space and doing the kick out, but just right there, a little bit of a foot drag, maybe some contact, but nonetheless, on that kick out, drags that back foot a little bit. It's an important 4 minutes here before half. We always talk about the final closing minutes, but a 7-point advantage for the home Wildcats in Seattle. We've seen them knock down some threes and get inside.
Now a whistle and another charge call. Emma Troxel takes it this time as Inarante ran her over.
This is Emma Troxel able to step in backside, perfect. That's probably the best charge we've seen tonight and exactly how you'd want to draw it up.
And that's a point of emphasis in Julie Goodenough's program, the charge wall. You want to get your picture pinned up on the charge wall. There'll be 4 new pictures already going up after tonight. Inarante's first foul. Hole a 3 right side. And Graham runs down the rebound. Shot clock resets to 20. Great extra pass to Troxel. And it will stay with the Wildcats. Third opportunity here on this possession. ACU 3 of 10 from deep tonight, as are the Red Hawks 3 of 10. Martin through a double team, finds Hull, can't leave her open. She'll make you pay every time. Peyton's got 8.
First second chance opportunity came off of a Peyton Hull missed 3 and a long rebound on this near sideline. And she did not miss it by much. She had too much space. Now the third time she knocks it down.
And just like that, the lead has swelled to 10. Korolenko tried from top of the key. Rebound bounces out to Jackson. 3-on-3 in transition. Back-to-back trips. Peyton Hull left that one short. Another offensive rebound and a second chance.
And a good reset.
Wildcats leading the rebound category at 18-12. Graham misses in the far corner.
It's a team that takes a lot of threes, but they want the shooters. They want their players with size to be able to knock down those shots.
Howard another drive, this time a block call, and Hull will pick up the foul.
Maybe just a tad too late for Peyton Hull. He's got to a good spot, but again, maybe right at the point of arrival and downhill there.
So Howard back at the line, the senior from Spokane. She's also in her 4th season as Seattle U. She's kind of the veteran here. She's played in 104 games. Her 86th start in a Red Hawk uniform tonight. Possession will stay here with the Red Hawks. First time we've seen Meredith Mays here in this second quarter. So Martin will get a breather. Peyton Hull, that last foul, her second, so she'll have to be careful here in the last 2:13. hard. Underneath, nobody picks her up. An easy bunny on the right side.
That's almost just a nightmare spot to inbound.
Hole of 3, short this time.
Fortunate that, again, on that inbound pass, you've got nothing going on. This is a good look at the crew.
Yeah, this guy's upstairs coming up at the half. You'll have Joseph Chapa, Trey Newhouse. They'll give you their thoughts on the first 20 minutes. It's coming up at the half. In just under 2 minutes now. $10 on the clock for Jackson. She'll get to the paint and get it to go. The teardrop. Zoe's got 5 here in the first half.
Zoe Jackson, what seems like a knifing past first type guard, but put that one up and looked like she was real comfortable with knocking that down.
Making her second start in a row at the point guard spot. Played well in Stephenville last Thursday versus Tarleton. Season high 21 minutes. Looks good tonight. Mays will go to work on the inside. Too strong. Korolenko the board. Still no Maya Moore here in the second quarter. I thought we might see her as we got to the back half of the second quarter with just the 2 fouls. Take a chance, especially when the lead got out to about 6. I thought, okay, maybe we'll see Maya Moore, but not yet. Looks like she'll go to the half with just those 2 fouls.
It'd be really tough to pick up number 3, even if she comes in for a quick second.
Nice pass and a cut by Korolenko. Finishes with the left hand. That's your 2 fourth-year veterans. They've been on the floor a lot together. Knew exactly where the other one would be.
Yeah.
Korolenko the finish. Here's Wernley. Martin, now Jackson. And Walker knocks it out of her hand. 8 on the clock for the Wildcats.
A chance to go quick here, and again, limited here in possessions in the first half. A set play to try to go to work.
Wernley hits the shot.
That works.
They'll call it a 2. They'll want to review it at the next dead ball to see if it was a 2 or a 3.
Who's close?
Actually, they put 3 on the board, but the official made the signal he wants to review it at the next dead ball. Shot clock is off. Walker, the last possession here for the Red Hawks. She's got it with 6. Moore with a drive, right hand, jump stop, falls out. And that's how the first half will come to an end. It was 24 apiece midway through the second quarter. Wildcats in the quarter on a 16-6 run. And at the moment, they've got a 10-point lead. Again, they will recheck the last 3 made by Gracie Wernley. It's either 39-30 or 40-30. We'll go with 40-30 here on the scoreboard. Wildcats 49% there in the first half. Courtside, Daisy Strines with Julie Goodenough. Daisy, it's all yours.
Coach, tell us your thoughts on the first half.
I thought that we executed really well offensively. We obviously lost our girls some on the defensive end. We've had to make some defensive adjustments, but overall, I thought that we really shared the ball well offensively.
Tell us how it feels having Addison Martin back on the court after an injury, having a great first half.
Yeah, it gives me a lot of security because I really trust Addie. She's a good vocal leader for us, so glad that she's back.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Daisy. It's ACU 40, Seattle 30 here at the half. Joseph Chapa, Trey Newhouse are coming up here at the half as this is Wildcat basketball and WAC basketball on ESPN.
All right, fans, please welcome aboard the
A 10-point Abilene Christian lead as the ACU Wildcats are up 40 to Seattle U's 30 here at the half. Welcome inside the club level of Moody Coliseum for your ESPN Plus halftime report. I'm your host, Joseph Chapa. Alongside me is my guy, Trey Newhouse. And Trey, a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, a lot of great student athletes, and a lot of great stuff. We'll dive into the stats later. But what did you see in the first half?
I saw the Wildcats getting the ball into the paint and taking high percentage, high efficiency shots. The Wildcats have had 24 points in the paint so far in this game, out of the 40 that they've scored. And that's been led the way by Addison Martin. She has 10 points, 3 rebounds for the Wildcats.
Well, let's view more of those numbers, and you touched on Addison Martin and Bella Earl, kind of the two-man game for the Wildcats. Addison Martin coming back off of an ankle injury. What kind of stands out to you here from some of the players between these two teams?
Well, Michaela Moore for the Redhawks has been leading the way for Seattle. She has 9 points, 4 rebounds for them, and Peyton Howard has hit her shot. She's 2 for 5 from the floor with 5 points.
And then again, Addison Martin kind of being that missing piece that, for Julie Goodenough's offense, it's all about layups and threes. But when you have the inside presence of an Addison Martin, kind of clears the way for a Bella Earl, a Zoe Jackson, a Meredith Mays, and I met Troxel, who had a great first quarter, right? What else should you see in the second half from the ACU Wildcats?
Well, I think the Wildcats just have to keep doing what they do best. Working the ball inside out, getting it into Martin, getting their shooters into spot up 3 positions. And the Wildcats have been knocking them down so far. They're shooting 47% from the floor.
And you see here Seattle U also being able to make some of those high efficient shots like you were alluding to earlier, Trey. What does Seattle U got to do again to stay competitive here in the second half against ACU?
Well, Seattle U started out the game by keeping it really close for the Wildcats. It wasn't until around halfway through the second quarter whenever the Wildcats kind of ran away with it a little bit. But the Redhawks just have to hit more of their shots, take higher percentage shots, because those threes aren't going to fall all the time. And they were in the first quarter, and they kind of slowed down in the second quarter. So Seattle just has to get the ball inside.
And it's always playing inside and out, and we'll see more of that here in the second half. Joseph Chapa, my man, Trey Newhouse, signing off here for your ESPN Plus halftime report. Second half coming up underway.
Boy, check out that sunset here in Abilene, Texas, as we get ready to start the second half. Wildcats have a 10-point lead on Seattle U, 40-30, our halftime scores. We welcome you back inside Moody Coliseum. Andy Penny and Chris Jarrett. We were deadlocked at 24 halfway through the second quarter, but the Wildcats a 16-6 run to end that second quarter. Now they play with a double-digit lead.
Yeah, and how did we see that? It was a lot of points inside. We see Addison Martin back in this game, so it's good for the Wildcats exercising that height advantage inside. But again, Maya Moore, as we've talked about, she almost shoots at 50% from the field, right, and just not as much involvement in the first half.
Yeah, foul trouble as Maya Moore had 2 early fouls, only played 3 minutes there in the first half, 2 points. ACU +7 in the rebound category, and you mentioned Addison Martin on the inside, the recipient of some great passes on the interior. She's in double digits with 10.
And points inside, points in the paint is where the Wildcats have built a 10-point lead. It's a +10 advantage for them, 24-14 in points inside the painted area. So doing a great job of getting space, getting inside, and then finishing, but also second chance opportunities for the Wildcats inside. They've cashed in on those as well.
Just 1 free throw attempt there in the first half for ACU, but 5 of 15 from deep. Zoe Jackson had 1, Peyton Hull threw in 2 as well. On the other side, there's the foul on Maya Moore. 2 early charge calls in the first 3 minutes and did not come back in. She will start the second half here with just those 2 fouls. So now, Wildcats up by 10, they'll have possession as we get ready to start this second half of play. It's the starting 5 on the floor for the Wildcats to start this second half. The same as well for Seattle U, and again including Maya Moore. Michaela Moore led the way, 9 first half points. And Addison Martin with 10 to lead the way for the Wildcats, the only player in double figures halfway through. Martin will get a touch. She'll find Zoe Jackson. And another offensive rebound. Offensive rebound number 11 for the Wildcats. Here's Traeger on a drive with the left hand. Got the roll.
See a lot of that with just size and athleticism in this conference, and it's what Coach Guy noted to us about the impressions of the WAC, because there's a lot of athleticism, and we see players with size like Claire Traeger does right there, and he takes it out on the wing, wraps all the way around with contact, and finishes with ease.
Foul on the inside here. Addison Martin, the foul, is the Redhawks will immediately try to get Maya Moore involved. She's got it out at the three-point line. Leading scorer for the Redhawks at 12 a game, just 2 in that first half. Walker with a 3. And there's Michaela Moore on the backside block and a reverse up and good. Double figures for Michaela Moore. She's got 11.
And that's why you want Maya Moore in as well to complement the athleticism and the size of Michaela Moore. You see how she's able with guard-like instincts to finish underneath, but the size to haul in the O-board as well.
Peyton Hull 2 threes in that first half, 8 points. Earl works with Martin, good post up. 8 on the clock. Earl for 3, top of the key, and Bella's got another one. Her second triple tonight. Bella struggled from 3 as of late, but her second one here tonight. 2 for 4 from deep. Kick ball and reset of the shot clock.
It's a tough assignment for Seattle when you haven't had Maya Moore out on the floor for almost the entirety of the first half. You game plan, you try to get your mind right. You really never know what to expect as Traeger knocks it out. But you know, this is something that it's really tough for you. Dig deep into the depth that you've got and try and essentially do something where you were ready for more the whole first half.
Here's a backdoor cut on an inbounds play. Blonfelt finds Michaela Moore. 2 more for number 22. And now a steal. Walker the deflection. Howard one-on-one with Hull. All the way to the glass and finishes. Howard's been impressive. She's got 7. Bella with the seam. Hull wide open. And out of bounds on the near side.
This is going to be where Seattle has to try to force this. They've got it back to single digits, but it's this half-court game here, Andy, where they're going to have to try to find points. And it's going back with the size of Moore and Moore. Can't do that.
Martin the steal. She got on the front side of Moore before the entry pass got to her. Jackson now at 3, top of the key. Zoe, her second triple tonight. She's got 8.
You're seeing how ACU is shooting it from the field better than 50%. And that was because of a monstrous second quarter. 60% from the field for the Wildcats, and it helped build that lead.
Now 7 of 19 as a team from triple. Moore triple team. Extra pass. Walker trying to answer the 3. It's off the right rim. Offensive rebound, Michaela Moore.
Get it to Moore inside. She's got a great matchup, but it was in a tough spot. Seattle has to take a timeout.
Skylar Young will take the timeout. We'll take the timeout here on the floor as well, as ACU has their largest lead of the night here at 12. 6:29 left in the third quarter. Abilene, Texas at ACU. WAC basketball on ESPN. And back to Moody Coliseum, a 12-point Wildcat lead. This first of a 4-game homestand here for the Wildcats. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. And Chris, Wildcats been playing well. It took a while to kind of get in a rhythm, but they played really well.
They have, and you know, this is it's had its ups and downs in this contest for them, but they're able to work things out. And this is where ACU, at this point of the season, beginning February play, they want to capitalize on being back in Moody.
Chance to run here with numbers. Hull on the right side. Gets the nice Friendly Moody Coliseum roll. 3 Wildcats in double figures now. Martin, Earl, and now Hull, all with 10. And the largest Wildcat lead of the night. Maya Moore a touch on the block. To Michaela Moore, left side. And then one and done.
Too many one and dones.
ACU leads the WAC in rebound margin at +5.5. Well above that tonight. Meredith Mays, a touch on the right block. She'll finish with the right hand.
There she is. That's the freshman Meredith Mays, that she finishes really easily inside, where it looks sometimes it could be tough, but the height that she's got, just a force to pull in boards and finish close to the rim.
Now 30 points in the paint for the Wildcats. And the Korolenko travel will give it right back. Turnover number 10 for the Red Hawks. And a scoring drought now of 2:15 for Seattle U as well. It's a team that struggles to score. 9th in the conference at just 61.5 a game. They can't let this stretch out too much further.
Well, and what's tough is the field goal percentage for a team in ACU that shoots as many field goals as they do. If they're even above 35, 40%, that's a lot of points.
Troxel bodies up and scores on the right side. And another great entry pass for Bella Earl. Assist number 5 for Bella.
And that's why the field goal percentage is as high as it is. They're high percentage shots.
Mays the block out. As Howard drives, Mays gets the block. It's a 9-0 Wildcat run. The lead has swelled out to the largest of the night at 18. 54-36 halfway through the third.
The world needs more light bringers and courageous leaders who inspire us, game changers and risk takers who never play small, creative thinkers and God seekers who uplift us. You see, the future is ours to create. We hold it in our hearts. We mold it with our hands. We light the fire within.
I always dreamed of doing something that would make a difference, and so getting as much knowledge as possible was important to me. I love the fact that you can dream a new reality and then see it come true with hard work. Today, I know I'm making a difference, and a big part of seeing my dream come true was when I got my master's at ACU.
Get your undergraduate or graduate degree online at Abilene Christian.
Years I trained.
Welcome back to Moody Coliseum. It's 54-36 ACU. Let's talk about Addison Martin. She's back from a severe ankle strain, one of the worst Coach Goodenough has seen in her career, but she's back and healthy tonight, and the Wildcats are happy to have her back. Just last year, she led the team in rebounds and finished 3rd in points per game. Even as an underclassman, she played in 3rd minutes played as team and underclassmen. With that being said, the Wildcats are happy to have her back and healthy tonight. Chris and Andy, back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Daisy. She's been the definition of perseverance in her time here at ACU. Of course, missed that whole first season, but has come back with a vengeance the last year and a half.
And it's just, you know, they said as a staff, they've never really been able to have a full summer with her, continue to work. That's really when you develop as a player.
As Maya Moore, the bucket on one end, now her third foul on the other. Another offensive rebound, this time by Troxel. And Bella Earl fouled by Moore, again on personal number 3.
It's just a really good offensive board. You know, right place, right time for Emma Troxel, but knows that Bella Earl's in a great spot, and so wastes no time getting it to her.
Bella, the maker of the first free throw. Again, double digits already in points. 4 rebounds, 4 assists. She's got some work to do for a triple-double. She's got 2 of those this year. That's second in the country behind some player named Caitlin Clark, plays at Iowa. Don't know if you've heard of her or not, but she's got 4 triple-doubles
Time
this
or
year.
2, yeah.
Closing in on the all-time scoring record in NCAA. Howard kicks into the corner, Interante. Michaela Moore closing in on a double-double, but lost it. Last touch, though, by Wernley on its way out.
Seeing the Wildcats do a good job, Andy, of, you know, we've noted their rebounding success tonight, and coming out of that break, just 24-19 because so many shots have gone in for, at least for ACU tonight with how they've shot it from the field, but they've taken the paint away from Seattle a lot. We've talked about one and dones, and forcing them to shoot outside the paint shots.
Pass deflected and into the hands of Wernley. Another turnover. That's been just as difficult for Seattle U just to get more a touch on the entry pass. Earl another 3, too strong. Troxel a push in the back, she got caught. You mentioned the field goal percentage. Wildcats still over 50% shooting tonight, 23 of 45, 51%, 7 of 21 from deep. Barreto to Howard. Entry pass Moore. Nice catch. Nice finish with the left hand. She pinned the defender above her on the top side and was able to finish baseline side. She's got 6. Mays will go to work with a double team. Extra pass, Troxel. 3 in the corner. And Emma stays with it, keeps it alive. Earl another triple, and she's got it. It's Bella's 3rd from deep tonight.
This team will hurt you on second chance, then kick out. Defenders, long possession, sometimes get out of place, and an open 3.
Another shot that falls in. Michaela Moore up to 15 now tonight. 15 points, 8 rebounds. And Howard a steal of Earl. And the finish. Almost a 10-second violation this time. Now a pass loose. And a jump ball, possession to the Red Hawks. Quick 4 points here for Seattle U. Nice job, Michaela Moore, and then Peyton Howard the steal in the finish. Ramona Jagger back in. Maya Moore will get a breather here the last 2.5 of the third. Korolenko also back in. Hands off to Howard in the paint. And a foul here on the floor. Hey, don't forget Wednesdays on ESPN Plus at 9 a.m. It's the Julie Goodenough Show. Julie will give us a behind-the-scenes look at this Wildcat program. Chris had a good visit with her yesterday on the show, the Julie Goodenough Show, Wednesdays on ESPN Plus.
And definitely happy to be back inside Moody.
Yep.
Talked about how important this stretch of the season is. Daisy's noted tonight as well that last time the team was here was mid-January. Flash forward now to the second week of February.
Here's Mays with the left hand, good position. And Meredith has 6. You know, Julie's never been one to shy away from adversity or, you know, persevering through something tough. And there's been plenty of that this year. Injuries and sickness, and you name it. But she is not one to make excuses. They'll keep battling.
Yeah. That's, you know, we noted too that it's important to talk about, you know, not having Addison Martin, someone that is back for their 3rd season, when she had to deal with missing the Rice game earlier this year in a leadership spot, and then she missed 5-game stretch from January until recently, 10 minutes against Tarleton. Had to find a different role, not on the floor, but on the bench as a voice of leadership.
This one last touched by the Red Hawks. And this stretch right here, I think the first half of conference, according to records and how things have played out, is tougher than the back half of conference here for the Wildcats. 6 of 10 at home. That's part of it, as Mays is fouled. 6 of 10 at home. The next 3 in this homestand are all teams below ACU in the standings.
Yeah.
So really a chance to turn this thing 180 over the course of the next 10 days.
And you know that it's 2-part to that too, right? Of course, the first half is you wipe away records and all that, but at the other end, there are opportunities to win games, and you're on your home floor. So you got to take care of business, and it's a great stretch to do that. I think also on that, after this 4-game homestand, it's 2 of those last 4 on the road to close the season. So you know you got to put yourself in the best spot possible to close the season strong.
Wildcats still perfect from the line tonight, 5 for 5. Meredith hits both of those. Mays has 8, trying to be the 4th Wildcat in double figures. Hull now the steal. And Korolenko fouls her in transition.
I haven't really seen a lot of fouls outside of the painted area tonight and in the open. You see that Seattle shooting free throws for what's left of this 3rd quarter. Only 3 team fouls assessed on the Red Hawks this frame.
19-point lead, the largest it's been tonight. We were tied at 24. The Wildcats finished the first half on a 16-6 run, led by 10 at the break. They've had Seattle at arm's length here in this 3rd quarter. 8 on the clock for Jackson. Wernley with 3. And Mays at 3, top of the key. Just Meredith's 3rd 3-point attempt of the year. Still 0 in that category. Maya Moore, a quick breather, right back on the floor. She's got it at the block. Lost her footing, but fouled. I believe that's Peyton Hull, her 3rd.
You know, they tag Meredith Mays on that personal inside, so.
That's Meredith's 2nd. And free throws here for Maya Moore. The sophomore from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 14 double-figure games this year in the 20 that the Red Hawks have played. She's 4th in the WAC in free throws attempted. 106 coming into tonight. It's a 2-for-2 trip. Scores, find ways to score. She's got 8 now, 6 of those here in the quarter. Shot clock is off, 1 final possession for the Wildcats in the 3rd. Jackson, 5 on the clock. Southpaw 3, no good, and last touched by the Wildcats with 1.1. An inbound and a heave. Nope, Marito will just hang on to it. It's a 17-point spread with 1 quarter to go. Wildcats 63, Seattle U 46. WAC basketball is right here on ESPN Plus. And back inside Moody Coliseum, the Wildcats a 17-point lead as we get ready to start quarter number 4. Andy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett. Daisy Strines courtside with us. Joseph Chop and Trey Newhouse. The whole crew with Hutton Harris putting us on the airwaves tonight. Wildcats have the first possession here of the 4th quarter with the 17-point lead. 3 in double figures, Earl with 15, Hull with 10, Martin with 10. Zoe Jackson trying to get there. That's off the front rim. Michaela Moore leads the way with 15 for the Redhawks. Howard trying to get to double figures. Leaves that one short. Backdoor cut to Jackson. Bella Earl, her 5th assist. Zoe Jackson, the 4th Wildcat, double figures. She's got 10.
Just good running the floor right there, and a beautiful bounce pass in transition. Things that always gets you going is a good transition, bounce pass through traffic, thread the needle with it, put it on the doorstep.
And now Jackson a steal on the entry pass. Chance to run for the Wildcats. Traeger left wide open. Left it short. ACU still shooting at 50% tonight. 8 for 27 from deep. And a foul on Bella Earl, her 3rd.
I'm surprised they went foul there. I thought both just hit the deck on a physical play.
Korolenko is checked back in.
It's an important finish for both of these teams here because, you know, it's kind of on the season message, what we talked about with Coach Young. Things don't really change too much as, again, we're tied up on the floor.
Possession to stay with the Redhawks.
You got to finish this road trip hard. You got to stay in Texas here. And for ACU, we've noted that it's a really quick turnaround of just one day with Utah Valley coming to town Saturday. That's why you want to be as clean as possible on Thursday to feel good about going into the lone off day.
This one short and out of bounds. That's an afternoon tip on Saturday at 1 o'clock tip Central Time versus Utah Valley. So less than 48 hours to wipe this one clean and get ready for the next one and play it.
I say off day too. There's nothing about Friday that's going to be an off day either. It's going to be as busy as possible. And that's how it's been in the Thursday-Saturday rotation. And ACU men on the road, they're in Seattle tonight, and then they've got to go and stretch it to Orem on Saturday. About 1,000 miles. Said to Brett Tanners, how do you do that? Because, I don't know, man, stretches on the plane, or we'll figure something out.
Martin runs down the loose basketball. A little out of sync on this possession. Bailed out with a foul. It's Barreto the foul. Yeah, the fortunate thing about playing at home is there's no travel involved on the Friday, quote-unquote, off day. It's a short trip as Seattle U will make their way to Stephenville and Tarleton, and Utah Valley will do the reverse as they're in Stephenville tonight. It's about an hour and 45-minute drive between the two. Jackson a 3 in the corner, her 3rd triple tonight. Zoe Jackson's coming alive at the point guard spot. Barreto misses, gets her own. Now Howard on the attack. And a finish for Howard. She's in double figures, she's got 11. 5 for 11 shooting. Tapped out by the Redhawks.
You're talking about Zoe Jackson just doing what's asked of her. There's a lot of scorers around her where if she could just complement scoring the basketball and facilitating it and keeping it moving on the offensive end, because we've seen what she can do on the defensive side. Shows a lot of hustle, plays one-on-one really close as well. Boy, what a block inside.
Yeah, more of the block, and now we'll lead the break. Aaron Tarraso has checked in, number 21. First time we've seen the senior out of California. Moore trying to get to double figures, but she'll kick. Korolenko a 3. Falls out. Zoe Jackson with 13 tonight. That's a new season high in points. So her minutes will continue to go up as the season continues to unfold. Backdoor cut, Martin on the left block. One more, almost had her 4th foul, but no whistle. And possession to the Redhawks. For the Wildcats, if this plays out and they hold on to win here, they'll be 5-6 in conference. This is their 3rd year in the WAC. They finished each of the first 2 years at 500, 9-9. It's a 20-game schedule this year. Right on that same pace. Preseason pick to finish 6th in the WAC. Howard misses here. Michaela Moore, another offensive rebound. Tarraso leaves it short. Third chance.
Boy, crazy, you only think you're doing the math of a 20-game conference slate. We're at the halfway point coming into tonight. What?
And Howard a finish and a chance for a three-point play.
This was a long trip down on this end of the floor, and credit the Redhawks continuing to play, scooping up their own misses and making opportunities. And now a chance to capitalize on something on this end of the floor as we get a Julie Goodenough timeout.
Yeah, Coach Goodenough wants to talk to her team. And we will step aside as well. 68-50 Wildcats. They've got the 18-point lead. WAC basketball, it's on ESPN+. Wildcats the 18-point lead here at 68-50. Amy Penny alongside Chris Jarrett halfway through this fourth quarter. Peyton Howard finishes off the three-point play. She's up to 14. Michaela Moore 15, Howard 14. Maya Moore with 8 tonight. Plagued by foul trouble all night long, Maya Moore. 4 in double figures for the Wildcats, led by Bella Earl, who's got it top of the key. And she just added to it with another three-point shot. Her fourth, made 3 tonight. She's got 18.
4 for 7 from 3. Just a lot of shooters. We mentioned a lot of scoring threats inside and out.
Michaela Moore on the drive. We'll get to the free throw line. This has been the difference tonight, Chris, the three-point shot, the 10th for the Wildcats.
And just off a dribble. Had a screen there and just kind of decided to step back where she had space. And with how she's shot it this season and tonight as well, you let her shoot.
10 for 29 from deep tonight for the Wildcats. Seattle just 3 for 19. 0 for 2 trip at the line this time. And a foul in the backcourt, Earl foul. Called on Korlenko. Troxel is back in for Traeger. Gracie Wernley also on the floor, number 22. And a foul, Howard the foul this time. Let's look around the WAC. Here's the other games. California Baptist back in Texas at UT Arlington. SFA and UTRGV doing battle. So every game in Texas tonight, including Utah Valley and Tarleton. The only game out of state, Utah Tech and Southern Utah. Well, Utah Tech played really well as of late. They had a 2-game sweep in Texas last week, beating UTA on Saturday. There's Michaela Moore on a steal, coast to coast. She'll add to her team leading points tonight. She's got 17. Martin on the other end to answer, and she does. That's 12 now for Addison.
That California Baptist UTA game is 6-point game. They're not even at the halfway point in the fourth quarter yet. So a really good contest. Coming into that knowing that how well UTA plays at home and how good California Baptist has been in general.
Howard short on the 3. Chance to run for Claire Graham. She's got a seam. A lot of contact, the jump ball call. Arrow facing the Wildcats. Well, a lot of hands all over the basketball, but a jump ball call.
Yeah, it's tough too, just crashing to the rim, knowing that you're gonna have something taken away, and it looked like forced back to the middle and not exactly on that left side for Claire Graham. So kind of an awkward launch point. And then it did look like hands on the basketball, just made it even more clunky.
Bella Earl checks out. Her night might be done with 4.5 to go. There's a backdoor poke to Wernley. Chance for a 3-point play. Jackson to Wernley. The freshman finishes at the rim.
It's great to see for a freshman coming off. He's able to finish inside, and Wernley and Troxel, a pair of freshmen that for ACU, they've been the tandem that have been the first off the bench and have led the category in terms of just output from the reserves. They come right in and give a fresh look.
Addison Martin has checked out. Good chance her night has come to an end. Wernley at the line. Her 21st consecutive make at the free throw line. I waited till after she made it. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
No.
Got to make sure that.
No announcer jinx.
We did our job.
Gracie's 26 of 27 at the line. 96% on the year. She doesn't qualify for the WAC leader because not enough attempts, but on the year now, 26 of 27 from the line. Here's Moore on the left block, and she's into double figures. She's got 10.
Might have had a case for a three-point play herself there.
21-point spread with 4 to go. And Seattle makes their way to Tarleton in Stephenville for a Saturday afternoon game. 10-second violation and a turnover. Utah Valley will be here in Abilene on Saturday. Substitutions here for the Wildcats. Kennedy Rising, the junior. Number 4 is in for the first time, as is Ile Exposito Perez, who wears number 5, the junior out of Spain. The transfer from Trinidad State. The shot clock should have reset. The officials want to make sure it resets. Reset it to a full 30 as opposed to the reset 20. And a foul as Rising playing defense on Moore. And the foul on Kennedy.
Fouls on number 4 for Wildcats, Kennedy Rising. That's her first, team's fourth.
Howard drives with the right hand. She's got 2 more. Howard closing in on a season high. She is 16 now tonight. Her season high is 18. And now a Rising travel. Look at the upcoming schedule. We mentioned Utah Valley will be here, but 2 more home games after that next week. RGV and SFA before the big road trip out west to Cal Baptist and Grand Canyon.
Great chance for ACU to capitalize on these home games. And you mentioned too, just where teams are going to be at entering the time that they play the Wildcats and where they are in the conference standings. A real case to get either to that 500 or above 500 in the WAC.
Mays works on Moore, kicks out to Wernley. Top of the key 3. Mays another rebound. Wernley another opportunity. Falls out as well. And we were tied at 24 halfway through the second. And ACU took control there in the last few minutes before the half. Have led by double digits the majority of half number 2. Korolenko a 3. Long rebound out to Perez. And Howard the foul on the open floor. Here's a look at Seattle U. Again, 5 of their next 7 are in the state of Texas. They'll go home for 2 in the middle, Southern Utah and Utah Tech, but then back for SFA, RGV, and following that even UT Arlington. So put your cowboy boots on if you're Seattle U, huh?
They're just tough games too. It's at Tarleton, and then you go to the Mill. It's just tough places to play, and that's why February basketball is so important. Teams down the stretch, you want to be hitting your stride at this point, especially when you pack it up and go on the road. And for Seattle, again, it's, you know, you're looking at it where it's going to be a tough ask to try and be in that top 8 to make it to Vegas. But you want to finish the season strong because this is a year-to-year situation with Skylar Young being in his first season. He wants to set the tone for the next season, and that's what he says he's asked of his squad is to fight. So you're seeing still some fight down the stretch, even though down by 19, still a lot of competitive effort to show. And, you know, you're not about the moral wins and losses so much. It's, of course, you're not okay with the record, but you have to start the expectations and start asking of your team, and it starts right now.
I'll give his roster credit too. In this day and age of transfer portal and turning things over. He has 13 on the roster. 11 of those 13 are returners. They believed in what they saw early on with Skylar Young. It's just a matter of implementing the system and growing accustomed to what's being asked of them. It'll marinate. It'll take a little time, but they'll get there. 2 for 2 at the line for Perez. This win moving ACU to 5-6. Won't catch anyone in the standings tonight as UTA's in 5th place at 6-5. As Michaela Moore another shot. Michaela with 19 now, closing in on a new season high. Season high of 23. She's 19 tonight. So Wildcats will end the night still in that 6th place spot, but a little bit closer. Keep an eye on that UTA California Baptist game going on. We'll hear from our player of the game here in a moment with Daisy Strine courtside, and we'll stay with us for that. There's 2 more from Michaela Moore. 21 for the sophomore.
They got a 4-point game in Arlington right now. The Lady Lancers and the Lady Mavs. It's a good contest. Tournament feel.
California Baptist, their only loss in conference is right here on this floor, Moody Coliseum. Overtime game, 96-93. Perez on a drive, blocked out of bounds. CBU and Grand Canyon have not played each other yet. Of course, Grand Canyon, CBU 1-2 in the league, but they have not played each other yet. So they'll play twice here in the back half of conference play.
That'll be a must-watch.
Perez a 3, right side, and Perez got it. It's a new season high for Ely off the bench. She's got 5 and a 20-point Wildcat lead. Korolenko a spin, and teardrops it in with a nice bounce. That's 5 for Korolenko. Earl with 18, Jackson with 13, Martin with 12, Hull with 10, Mays with 8. Perez on a drive again, and she's fouled. More free throws coming. Ely taking advantage of these minutes here late.
Well, this is a much-needed offensive output by this Wildcats team, Andy. It's the most points they've scored since, you mentioned it, the California Baptist win. That was in overtime. And they dropped in 96 in that game. It's the most points that they've scored in regulation since you go all the way back to McMurray, December 11th. So this team can score, and it's tough when you have those games where you just have to deal with single-digit losses on the road and shots not going down, and it's this player's night, not the other. And so definitely happy when it feels like a breath of fresh air for this team that they're capable of seeing what they're able to do.
That miss at the line, the Wildcats' first miss from the strike, 9 of 10. Now from the free throw line. Moore works on Mays. Mays the block from behind. The shot clock is off. The Wildcats can dribble it out. Solid 40 minutes tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and again, just able to capitalize on the opportunity. It's a team in Seattle that's had a tough run of it this year. And for ACU, needed to try to put that really tough 4-game road trip to bed, and they do it tonight.
Wildcats shoot 48% tonight, 31 of 64. 11 of 33 from deep, 33%. They hold Seattle to 42% shooting. Your final score from Moody Coliseum, ACU 82, Seattle 63. Again, the Wildcats move to 9-11, 5-6 in conference play. Seattle U falls to 1-20 and 1-11 in WAC conference play. Great way to start this 4-game homestand. We knew it was a favorable schedule here, and ACU takes care of business.
Yeah, and it's inside out, right? We saw a lot of players do what they're capable of doing. Shots getting knocked down from the outside and capitalizing on the advantage that the Wildcats have with the size that they have inside as well.
Again, 4 in double figures tonight. Bella Earl with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 of 7 for 3. for Bella Earl. Peyton Hull had 10 points tonight. She was 2 of 8 from deep, 4 of 12 overall. Addison Martin coming back, her first start since the ankle injury. 12 points tonight, 6 of 10 shooting, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Addison is courtside with Daisy Strine. Daisy, take it away.
Addison Martin. Addison, you're back after an injury. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels really good to be back, out there with my teammates. I was trying to be a leader on the bench for them, but it's even better being out there on the court.
After a hard road trip and a couple losses under your belt, what does this win mean to you as a team?
It means a lot. We're just trying to get back on the winning track, and this definitely did it for us. We did a lot of great things tonight, and with that, we can just keep doing that moving forward.
Thanks, Addison. Glad to have you back and healthy.
Thank you.
Joseph, back to you.
Hey, thank you, Daisy. Well, Trey, what an amazing victory for the Wildcats here tonight. What did you see overall?
Yes, well, I think the difference in the game can really be seen in the shooting percentages. The Wildcats shot a good 33% from 3, 11 for 33s. They were getting open shots and they were hitting them. But the Seattle, they shot 14% from 3, 3 for 21, only made 3 3-pointers all day.
We see Addison Martin right here, just an amazing performance on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. Coming back from an ankle injury, the boost that she's been able to give to her team, especially right now when they're fighting for a top 4 spot in the WAC tournament.
Yes, well, sometimes whenever players come back from injury, they have to have a little rehab game, a little down game, not too many minutes, but Addison Martin did not need that tonight. She came out strong, she came out firing, she was grabbing rebounds, and she was going up strong.
Well, Trey, if she continues to play like that, sky is the limit for ACU women's basketball, and we'll see what they can do for these next home stretch of games. Andy, my man, back to you.
Hey, thanks, Joseph. 82-63. Chris, enjoyed sharing the airwaves with you, man.
Good game to be able to call and just enjoy my time, Andy. Big thanks to you and big thanks to Hutton Harris and the whole crew. It's about the student athlete, so it's definitely been a good ride, but I appreciate you allowing me to sit down next to you and help tell the stories of this team.
Enjoyed it, my friend.
Yes,
hey, Chris, best of luck to you as
you,
well.
sir.
Hey, this has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live. They're archived as well on the ESPN app. Until next time, for my good friend Chris Jarrett, Daisy Strine, Joseph Chapa, Trey Newhouse, and the whole crew led by Hutton Harris, I'm Andy Penning saying so long. Take care. Good night from Abilene, Texas.